So I start looking at other things that could drive me and drive the kids. And I thought to myself, I need to use the classroom. I need to use the classroom more because there's more to teach than just baseball. Because we're mentoring young men. And what are we mentoring? Well, we're mentoring kids 18 years old that frankly are probably the most self-centered human beings that God ever put on the face of the earth. And it's the 18, 19-year-old male who's been celebrated continuously for his athletic and academic achievements. And when you've been told you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good enough, you probably wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and say, what can I do for me today? And there's a rewiring process that takes place. And they're all good kids. It's not their fault. But it's just the generation that we live in. And I figured that because of this, there's a shortage of social skills. There's a shortage of awareness skills. And truly it affects their inner self. It affects their growth, both on and off the baseball field. But it affects their relationships with the people that they deem so important, and that is the people that they play with on a daily basis. Maggie and I was just telling Tracy down here before that we stay in Boston over Christmas, and we stay at the Boston Marriott Copley. And this past year, or it was 2 years ago, it was this past year, we were staying there, and we work out every morning for about an hour. And when we got into this little weight room that they have, it's rectangular in size, I get on the bike to warm up. Now, this hotel at the time was also hosting a very relevant national basketball team with a basketball coach who's been very successful. So anyway, we're working out, and this basketball coach comes in, and he's wearing a nice Nike suit, and he's on a cell phone. There's about 30 people working out. When he came through the doors on his cell phone, his phone call was everyone's phone call. It was that loud. As he came through, and I don't know anyone who talks on a cell phone when they come into a weight room, but this basketball coach does. And as he came in, he goes over to the barbell rack, and he picks up a barbell rack, or a couple of dumbbells, picks them up, does a couple of shrugs with them, then leaves them on the floor. Some human will pick those up, but it's not going to be him. He maneuvers his way, and I'm watching him the whole time. He maneuvers over to another side of the weight room. There's a young lady stretching. He steps right over her as if she wasn't even there. He goes to the bench. He puts weight on either side of the rack. He does a couple of presses. He gets up. He leaves the weight on the rack, gets up, leaves the weight room. Doesn't take the weight away. He also leaves a stain on the bench. It probably wasn't sweat. It was probably hair gel. He's a basketball coach. And I'm thinking to myself, as he's walking out, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how his locker room looks. I wonder how his kids treat other people. I wonder how he treats support staff. I wonder how he treats the janitors in his basketball area. I wonder how he treats concessionaires. I wonder how he treats attendants. I wonder how he treats, and his players treat, people when they fly publicly on airplanes. And that just is a case for why the growth of men is so important. So what do we do up in that classroom? Well, we engage in two-way conversations. We talk about engaging in two-way conversations. We talk about public transportation. We talk about how you act in a hotel. We talk about tipping. We talk about how to brush your teeth. Why is that so important? Well, your teeth, you only have one set of teeth. But your teeth also are your biggest element of positive energy that you can show in your body. And if you're able to use your teeth, you're able to attract other people around you. And the next thing you know, you got this buildup of positive energy that circulates right through your team. So we talk about a lot of those things because in my way of thinking, I just wanted to be a better construction manager of kids, of males, of human fundamentals. Because when you join a team, you give up your right to think of yourself first. You immediately jump from independence to interdependence. And it's the greatest possible situation you can be involved in when it's done right.